What if I told you that scattered across our globe are places so bizarre, so breathtakingly alien, they seem torn from the pages of fantasy? It's true. These aren't scenes from another planet or a sci-fi movie. They're real places, right here on Earth, often hidden in plain sight, challenging our very understanding of what our home planet can be, and what wonders it holds. Our journey today will take us to these very frontiers of the believable, exploring the Earth's capacity for the extraordinary. From glowing caves that pulsate with subterranean light, to vast open landscapes that look like they've been meticulously painted by an alien hand. We will explore phenomena sculpted by immense spans of time, by intricate chemistry, and by the sheer untamed power of nature itself. So prepare to be astonished as we're counting down 10 of Earth's most unreal places. Wonders that you won't believe actually exist. These are the kinds of sights that stir the soul, expand the mind, and redefine our relationship with the world around us. Let's dive in. Our first destination takes us to one of the most inhospitable environments on the face of the Earth, Dallow, nestled deep within Ethiopia's Danakil Depression. Here, the very ground seems to boil and hiss, a stark reminder of the planet's molten heart, lying not so far beneath our feet. Imagine a panorama painted in colors so vivid, so unnatural, they seem to belong to another world entirely. Pools of acid, shimmering in shades of incandescent yellow and corrosive green, bubble like witches' cauldrons. Salt formations, stained by a myriad of minerals, rise in bizarre, intricate sculptures, some a startling white, others tinged with ochre, rust, and even shades of blue. The air itself is thick with sulfurous fumes, a palpable warning of the chemical intensity all around. Dallow holds the record for the highest average annual temperature for an inhabited location, frequently soaring above 45 degrees Celsius, or 113 degrees Fahrenheit. The waters are not merely hot, but also intensely acidic or hypersaline, a combination that would prove lethal to almost all forms of life as we commonly know it. Yet, even in this seemingly barren wasteland, scientists have found evidence of extremophile microorganisms, tiny life forms clinging to existence. To stand in Dallow is to feel utterly removed from the familiar comforts of our world. Adrift in the Indian Ocean, some 240 kilometers east of the Horn of Africa and 380 kilometers south of the Arabian Peninsula, lies an island sanctuary that time seems to have forgotten, Soototra. The most iconic inhabitant of this strange land is undoubtedly the dragon's blood tree, Dracaena cinnabari. With its densely packed, upturned crown, it resembles a giant, inside-out umbrella, or perhaps a colossal mushroom sculpted by an eccentric artist. This extraordinary shape is a masterful adaptation designed to provide shade and reduce evaporation in the arid climate, channeling any precious moisture towards its root system. Its name, however, comes from the dark red resin it exudes when its bark is cut. This crimson sap, the dragon's blood, has been prized since antiquity. It was sought by Roman gladiators, used as a dye, a varnish for violins, and in traditional medicine for its supposed healing properties. Soototra's isolation has fostered an astonishing level of endemism. Over a third of its plant species, including other peculiar forms like the swollen-trunked desert rose, or bottle tree, Adenium obesum sacotranum, and unique species of frankincense, are found nowhere else on Earth. To behold Soototra is to witness a world apart, a fragment of an older Earth where life has charted its own extraordinary course. Deep within the arid wilderness of the Paria Canyon, Vermilion Cliffs Wilderness, straddling the border of Arizona and Utah in the United States, lies a geological masterpiece known simply as the Wave. This is a sanctuary of stone, a place where the Earth itself seems to have liquefied and then frozen in mid-flow. Imagine walking into a petrified ocean, where colossal swells of sandstone, striated in harmonious bands of red, orange, pink, yellow, and white, curve and undulate in sinuous flowing lines. These are not sharp, jagged rocks but smooth, sensuous forms that invite the hand to trace their contours. The interplay of light and shadow across these sculpted surfaces creates a constantly shifting panorama of breathtaking beauty. The Wave is an incredibly delicate environment. The thin, fragile ridges of sandstone can be easily damaged by careless footsteps, and the unique beauty of the place could be quickly compromised by overuse. It is for this reason that authorities issue only a handful of permits each day, selected by a lottery system. For those fortunate enough to obtain a permit, the experience of visiting the Wave is profound. It feels less like a geological formation and more like a sacred natural cathedral. High in the Andes of southwest Bolivia, at an altitude of nearly 3,700 meters or 12,000 feet, lies a landscape so vast and so surreal it seems to defy terrestrial definition, the Salar de Uyuni. This is the world's largest salt flat, stretching over more than 10,000 square kilometers, an area larger than some countries. It is the remnant of several prehistoric lakes that evaporated long ago, leaving behind this immense, blindingly white expanse of salt. During the dry season, the salar transforms into an almost infinite desert of white. The ground is a mosaic of interlocking hexagonal salt tiles, cracked and patterned by the relentless sun. The sheer scale is disorienting. The horizon seems to stretch forever, a shimmering line where the brilliant white of the salt meets the deep blue of the Andean sky. But it is during the rainy season, typically from December to April, that the Salar de Uyuni undergoes its most magical transformation. A thin layer of water, often just a few inches deep, accumulates on the surface of the incredibly flat salt crust. This shallow water turns the entire salar into the world's largest natural mirror, perfectly reflecting the sky above. The effect is utterly breathtaking and profoundly disorienting. In the remote northern reaches of Tanzania, within the dramatic embrace of the East African Rift Valley, lies a body of water that is as alluring as it is alarming, Lake Natron. Its most striking feature is its color, often a deep blood red, or sometimes shades of orange and pink, depending on the season and water levels. The lake's extraordinary color is not the result of pollutants but of life itself, albeit life of a very particular kind. It is teeming with salt-loving microorganisms, primarily cyanobacteria, that possess photosynthetic pigments, including the reddish carotenoids, which become more concentrated as salinity increases during the dry season. The chemistry of Lake Natron is what truly sets it apart. It is a soda lake, meaning its waters are extremely alkaline, rich in sodium carbonate and other minerals that leach from the surrounding volcanic soils. The pH can reach levels higher than 10.5, almost as alkaline as ammonia. Temperatures in the shallow waters can also soar to 40 degrees Celsius, or 104 Fahrenheit. Perhaps the most macabre and fascinating aspect of Lake Natron is its apparent ability to petrify animals. Birds and other creatures that die in or near its waters can become encrusted with sodium carbonate deposits as the water evaporates. In the Gansu province of northwestern China, there exists a geological park that seems to defy reality. A place where the mountains themselves appear to have been daubed with colossal brushstrokes of vibrant color. These are the Zhangye Dongxia landforms, often referred to as the Rainbow Mountains, and yes, they are entirely real. A breathtaking spectacle of natural artistry on an almost unimaginable scale. Imagine hills and valleys striped with layers of deep reds, vibrant yellows, rich oranges, greens, and even blues and purples. The colors are not uniformly mixed, but rather appear in distinct bands, following the contours of the eroded rock formations. Some slopes resemble intricately layered cakes, while others undulate like frozen waves of psychedelic paint, creating a panorama that is both surreal and profoundly beautiful. The formation of these technicolor mountains is a story written in stone, spanning millions of years. Around 24 million years ago, during the Cretaceous period, layers of red sandstone, siltstone, and mudstone, rich in different minerals, were laid down in a vast inland basin. Iron oxides provided the dominant reds, while other minerals contributed yellows, greens, and other hues. Subsequent tectonic uplift, the same forces that created the Himalayas, tilted and folded these sedimentary layers. Then, over further millennia, the patient forces of erosion, wind, rain, and freeze-thaw cycles began to sculpt these uplifted rocks. In the heart of the vast Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan, a spectacle of fire and legend burns relentlessly day and night. Known locally as the Darvaza Gas Crater, but more evocatively and perhaps more accurately as the door to hell or the gates of hell, this fiery chasm has been blazing for over half a century, a seemingly eternal inferno in an otherwise desolate landscape. The origin of this remarkable phenomenon is not a natural volcanic event, but rather a consequence of human endeavor. In 1971, Soviet geologists, while drilling for natural gas in the area, reportedly tapped into a large underground cavern filled with methane. The ground beneath their drilling rig collapsed, swallowing the equipment and creating a crater approximately 70 meters wide and 20 meters deep. Faced with the uncontrolled release of potentially noxious methane gas, the scientists made a fateful decision. They chose to ignite the gas, hoping it would burn off within a few weeks, thus preventing its spread into the atmosphere and nearby villages. However, their calculations were dramatically misjudged. The reserves of natural gas were far more extensive than anticipated, and the fire they started has continued to burn, unabated, ever since. For over 50 years now, this colossal pit has been a beacon of fire in the desert. Rising like a colossal, flat-topped fortress from the verdant expanse of the Guiana Shield, where Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana meet, stands Mount Roraima. This is not merely a mountain, it is a tepui, a tabletop mountain, one of the oldest geological formations on Earth dating back some 2 billion years. Its sheer 400-meter-high cliffs are often wreathed in swirling mists, lending it an air of impenetrable mystery. It was Roraima's imposing, isolated majesty that famously inspired Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's 1912 novel, The Lost World, a tale of explorers discovering a prehistoric plateau inhabited by dinosaurs and other ancient creatures. While dinosaurs are absent, the sense of stepping into a land untouched by time is palpable for those who venture to its summit. The plateau is a unique, almost alien landscape of blackened, wind-sculpted rocks, bizarre plant life, and labyrinthine formations. The geological story of Roraima is one of immense antiquity. These tepuis are remnants of a vast sandstone plateau that once covered much of northern South America and parts of Africa before the continents drifted apart. Over hundreds of millions of years, relentless erosion by wind and water carved away the surrounding softer rock, leaving these incredibly resistant, sheer-sided mesas standing in splendid isolation, like islands in the sky. The summit of Mount Roraima, covering some 31 square kilometers, hosts a unique and fragile ecosystem. Beneath the rolling green hills of the King Country region on New Zealand's North Island lies a hidden realm of enchantment, a subterranean world illuminated not by sunlight, but by the ethereal glow of thousands of tiny living stars. These are the Waitomo Glowworm Caves, a labyrinthine system where nature has orchestrated one of its most magical and delicate light shows, a silent, breathtaking spectacle. The stars of this underground galaxy are the larvae of a unique species of fungus gnat, Arachnocampa luminosa, found exclusively in New Zealand. These are not worms in the common sense, but rather the juvenile stage of a flying insect. Each larva, no bigger than a matchstick, emits a soft, blue-green bioluminescent light from its tail, a chemical reaction designed for a very specific and rather cunning purpose. This captivating glow is a predatory lure. The glowworms spin silken snares, sticky threads that hang down from the cave ceilings like delicate fishing lines. Small flying insects, attracted by the alluring lights in the darkness of the cave, fly towards them, only to become entangled in these sticky traps. The glowworm then reels in its catch. The more hungry a larva is, the brighter it shines, creating a dynamic, ever-shifting constellation. In southwestern Turkey, in the Denizli province, lies a natural wonder so striking it appears almost man-made, a gleaming white cascade that seems to flow down the mountainside like a frozen waterfall. This is Pamukkale, a name that translates from Turkish as Cotton Castle, and one look at its brilliant white terraces filled with turquoise water immediately explains its evocative moniker. The dazzling white formations of Pamukkale are made of travertine, a form of limestone deposited by mineral-rich hot springs. For millennia, water supersaturated with calcium carbonate has flowed from springs higher up the slope. As this water cools and releases carbon dioxide upon reaching the surface, the calcium carbonate precipitates out, gradually building up layers of soft, white travertine, creating the distinctive terraced pools, or travertines. These terraces descend the hillside in a series of stepped basins, each filled with warm, mineral-laden water that shimmers in shades of blue and green against the stark white of the rock. The water, with temperatures typically ranging from 35 to 100 degrees Celsius at its source, has been sought for its therapeutic properties for thousands of years. It feels like a natural spa, sculpted by the earth itself. Indeed, Pamukkale's thermal waters led to the founding of the ancient Greco-Roman city of Hierapolis at its summit around the 2nd century BCE. The ruins of this once great spa city, including temples, bathhouses, a grand theater, and an extensive necropolis stand as a testament to the site's long history of human appreciation and use. Our journey through Earth's most unreal landscapes now concludes. From the fiery heart of Ethiopia's Dallow to the vast icy mirrors of Salar de Uyuni, from the ancient dragon's blood trees of Soototra to the cloud-wreathed summit of Mount Roraima. These places look like they came from other planets, but they're all right here on Earth. Each one stands as a stark, beautiful reminder of the extraordinary and often astonishingly strange planet we inhabit, a world far more wonderful than we often realize. It is a profound and humbling truth that nature is stranger than fiction, and sometimes far more beautiful than anything we could possibly dream up. The immense forces that shape these wonders, the Earth's internal heat, the patient artistry of erosion, the subtle yet powerful chemistry of life, and the almost unimaginable vastness of geological time are constantly at work, crafting new marvels even as we speak, reminding us of Earth's enduring dynamism and its boundless capacity to astonish us at every turn. The discovery of our world's treasures, both grand and subtle, never truly ends. There is always more to see, more to learn, more to marvel at. If you loved these glimpses into our planet's most unreal places, and wish to continue exploring the wonders of our world, hit that subscribe button. Because TapToKnowX brings you real places, unreal facts and science that makes you say, "Wait, what?" There is always more to explore, more to understand. See you in the next one.